Taylor's ever-popular Academy series is comfortable and a great guitar, but now it gets a bit of a facelift and an upgrade. We're going to tell you all about it, so stick around for all the Koa. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support the channel, you can visit our spring store link below for custom swag. Check out our podcast. It's called the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. Like and rate and share and all of that kind of stuff. Buy things from us. Send us free things. I don't know. Find out however you want to support the channel. But you want to do so because we bring you cool things like we are today. This is an upgrade of the very popular Taylor Academy series that now features AA Koa on the back and
Limited
sides.
edition.
Limited edition.
And they did some silent changes to this series. They had the 22s, and then they took them away, and then they brought them back, and then they got rid of all of them, I believe, without a pickup.
Mm-hmm.
So there used to be A10, A12, A10E, A12E, A22E.
Careful. Paul Reed Smith is going to issue a cease and desist letter before you know it.
Oh, what is he?
Well, because it's called an Academy 10.
Yeah.
We internally use the designation of A10, but they were going to initially launch as A10. But PRS has an acoustic guitar called the A10.
Oh, really?
So they couldn't do that.
Because they have so many good acoustics. Am I right, guys? Just kidding. I like Paul Reed Smith. I'm sorry. So
seriously.
Replace A and everything I said with
Academy. There you go.
You had a bunch with pickup, without a pickup. Now they all have pickups. You got an Academy 10E, which is your Dreadnought, Academy 12E, which is your Grand Concert, Academy 12E Nylon, and Academy 22E Grand Concert Walnut type.
Walnut, yeah. And layered walnut back and sides.
Layered walnut back and sides, which they all have. At this point, they used to be Sapele, then they switched to walnut, and now you get the option for a limited time to get layered AA Koa back and sides.
Okay, let me tell you exactly what's going to happen now. Everybody who watches this video wants this guitar.
Well, yeah.
And here's what we got to do when we walk out of here. Zach is not allowed to buy this guitar.
True.
Because way back when they first did Koa GS Minis, the first one I had was like this. And Zach bought that guitar. And then everybody who watched it was like, I want that guitar. I'm like, sorry, our boss took it.
Yeah.
But this should all be pretty spectacular Koa.
Because they are using AA.
It's AA.
Only.
Yeah. Nice. Now, it's not all going to look exactly like that. It won't all have sapwood. Some people like sapwood. Some people don't.
Yeah.
But I think that's a pretty killer piece. And it is actual Koa. So if you're not familiar with the construction of these guitars, pretty much everything that Taylor makes in their Mexico facility is a solid top with layered back and sides. It's a laminate, but it's real wood. And so, we specify layered so that people, if you ever get one and you just look at the side, because there's no binding on the back, you can see it's a layer of Hawaiian Koa, it's poplar, and then it's a layer of Hawaiian Koa. They are laid perpendicular grain-wise, and then glued together under high pressure. They press the shape into the back of it. In fact, we watched the machines doing a lot of this in the Mexico factory, which was pretty cool. Super high quality, and in this particular case, you get really stunning figure that just, would not be possible. I would point out that there are other manufacturers who will do a layered or laminate Koa that is real Koa that's more expensive and never looks that nice.
Yeah.
It'll look like honey-hued mahogany.
Yeah.
So.
Select Koa, one might say. So the Academy guitars, you got this size, you got the Dreadnought, and you got the Nylon, which is the Grand Concert Nylon.
So same size, but
not the same strings.
Also, they changed the top on the Nylon.
What do you mean? They changed it to...
It's Lutz, or Lutz.
I believe it's Lutz, sir. So I will just say this Hawaiian Koa will be also available on the 10 and the 12E Nylon. So you can get this guitar, you can get the Dreadnought, you can get the Nylon, all limited edition. I don't know how long that's going to be, but we have, we'll be seeing more of them. This was the first sample that we got, and it's just the Grand Concert. You have other options as well. Everybody likes the Academy guitar because, like Chris said in the intro, that's the most comfortable kind of starter full-size guitar, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the reason for the name is that when Taylor developed it, they wanted to do something that was geared towards someone buying, an entry-level acoustic guitar. And entry level can kind of cover a lot of different prices.
Yeah.
But a good solid top entry level acoustic guitar with a pickup will, generally run you, kind of $500 and up. So, Taylor's quality and everything, and the fact that it's North American made, it's more expensive than maybe Yamaha might be or something like that. But you get a really nice feature in the armrest bevel, and that's something that's featured on Builder's Edition guitars that cost thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
They're able to do it at a lower price point by not having any binding on the guitar, so you don't have to mess with blending and binding and all that stuff. But it is extremely comfortable, and I've always contended I have a guitar that has that beveled armrest on it, and once you play a guitar with that, it's like you realize once you go back to another guitar how much more comfortable it is.
Well, this was the 10th guitar that I played today for demos. I did 8 prior to this that did not have an armrest, and then when I got here, I was like, ending it on a comfy one, because it's just that right there. Like, it's a sort of that kind of corner that digs in after you play 10 different guitars. It gets a little annoying. So it's nice to have a really smooth, easy feeling body, easy feeling neck.
Shorter scale length on this, as well as the Academy 10.
Yeah.
And the nylon versions are really, I think, fantastic. Just nylon string guitars at that price with a pickup. And all of these have, the fantastic Taylor gig bag. So, overall they're good value. And now it's really kicked up a notch. So people that like Koa, it's something pretty cool.
It's great. And I don't think, which correct me if I'm wrong, there's not another layered or solid Koa nylon in the lineup.
No.
So if you've, they have several nylons kind of throughout the line, made in Mexico, made in the U.S. It's usually rosewood, it's usually sapele, it's, something like that. But this is, if you want a nylon for the stable, you don't want to go up to 312 nylon, 812, whatever like that.
Yeah.
Grand Concert. This is a much more affordable option that will not have this set, but it'll have something ideally equally as pretty. And it's just a cool guitar to have. It comes with a gig bag, and it comes with a pickup with a tuner, 3-band EQ. Good to go.
And it sounds really good, but don't take our word for it. Listen to Cooper play the 10th guitar of the day. All right, so there you have it, the new Academy Limited series with Koa back and sides, AA Koa back and sides. These are now available.
Mhm.
How many do we initially have? We have got this guy.
We got that guy. We have a handful more of each on the way. This was the first one that we got, but yeah, I don't know how long they're going to be doing it. Usually it's like with something like this, they have a certain amount, they're going to make them, they're going to tell us when we can't order them again. And academies tend to be one of the most common, like somebody coming into the store looking for something within a price range. It ends up being the best sounding and most comfortable kind of option, especially if you do want something that's grand concert, a little bit
Small.
you know, smaller, getting started. It's a fantastic place to start if you are able to go in at that price point.
This particular model, prior to the limited, was one of the guitars I often recommended to someone who was like looking at GS Minis, but it was going to be their primary guitar.
Yeah.
Because it's a full size guitar, it's got a full scale length on it. You get the armrest bevel, you get a gig bag. You know, it's a little bit bigger than a GS Mini, but it's a full size guitar.
Yeah.
So I often recommended it. I'm going to do this against my better judgment. This one is 2202275104. That's the serial number on this particular guitar if you like this. But I do think everything that we get in will have some pretty spectacular grain on it, given that it's AA. And I will say this too, since it's a veneer, usually stuff that would have issues or when it hit a bigger body, they can make some, I mean, we've seen some pretty amazing veneers at the factory.
Yeah. And I would also say if you're calling, you want one of these or you want the Dreadnought, you want the nylon, and we have multiple, we'll show you them.
Did you say if you're Colin and you want one of these?
If you're Colin Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying? London Colin. Yeah, these are very cool, and I will say the walnut ones usually look pretty dang nice as well, but they're not doing Queen's walnut on those. So get one while you can. If you're looking for an academy, you might as well get a Koa one.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want more information, you go to our website, which is
alamomusic.com.
And if you want to chat with anyone, you can click on the box of Cooper's head, and you can chat with us live. Sometimes it's live. It's never Memorex. And we'll help you find the right one, whether it's an Academy 12 or an Academy 10 or Academy 12 E-Nylon. We'll get it to you. So if you're new to our channel, you should
subscribe to the channel, turning notifications on, like the videos, comment on the videos, share them with your friends, and also subscribe.
Do what Cooper says, sometimes twice.
Yeah.
So anyways, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.